Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Maximus Black.
And Nova War.
And I'm friggin' cold. I'm wearing my jacket in here. I don't know why it's so cold in this basement.
I'm comfortable.
Well, it's Canada.
You're just used to like the apartment weather, which means 30 degrees plus.
Yeah, that's true. This is
Will Cheese Fail. This is episode 6, I think now.
Okay.
I think. If it's not, guess what? It's episode 6.2 now.
Very nice.
One of the two.
Very nice.
Upgrade.
Complete.
Mr. Maximus Black.
Yeah?
Please hit me up with the noise of the best redneck zombie impersonation that you've got. Say you were playing Left 4 Dead 2 because you actually enjoyed it instead of wanting to kill somebody every time you played it, and there was a redneck zombie coming towards you. What would they sound like?
Get off my lawn.
Were you trying hard to like come up with what the redneck part was going to be? Okay. All right. Well, if you're going to choose one, "Get Off My Lawn" works.
It works. It works.
Get off my lawn.
So yes, redneck zombie starting over here in the left position, and down bottom here on Metalopolis we have Singing Boyo. Singing Boy. Oh
boy.
And this is obviously a PvP, and this is Will Cheese Fail, and here comes a suspect probe.
Singing Boy. Oh, no, we've already figured this out, sir.
There's the pylon.
Down in that.
You fool!
You probably just could have reused the "Get Off My Lawn" part for that. Would have been great.
Oh yeah, that actually would have worked.
Totally would have been beautiful.
Whatever. Well,
denied.
There goes a fail cannon rush.
Denied, and so now Singing Boyo is forced to kind of go back home and rethink his strategy.
Yep.
As of now, though, Redneck is just going to be kind of setting up as normal. He's going to wall up this
Don't
time.
tell me that's the Will Cheese Fail, and it's going to turn into just a normal ass PvP because I will have to hurt somebody.
No, I think we're okay because Singing Boyo said, you know what? If it fails once, why not try again at the furthest corner of the base?
Oh.
Where you would have to have at least 6 cannons to make it within attacking range of anything important.
Yeah, I don't know.
How's he even going to get in the base at this point?
I know, it's going to take something special for this to work because we've seen this many, many times.
Is that probe going to Chris Angel himself up into that base?
Well, there's actually no zealot there to block it.
Why is there no zealot?
He's not even building a single unit.
Why
Maybe he assumes he's way ahead after that, just the pylon fail.
All right, he didn't have to Chris Angel anything. He just walked through the front door.
He said, "Hey, what's up? How's it going?"
Hey.
Well, there's one cannon that finishes. A second cannon now down, and here comes 4 probes, and these probes are actually all going to shit the bed here if they try to engage on this cannon.
Yeah.
There goes one of them. There goes 2. A little bit of damage
Whoa.
done. We take a look at the probes. Blue actually building probes.
So he's keeping up right now with redneck zombies, which is you know,
great.
I hate to say great to say or see or say or see
or see,
but what I can say that I'm seeing is another cannon being put down in the base of Singing Boyo.
My mind just exploded.
Exploded right there?
Just gone.
I was hoping that I could at least segue that into something. And a forge now going down for redneck zombies, which means he's going to do the sensible thing and likely put down 1 cannon to stop this entire advancement of cannons.
Yeah, and one thing that I really like about Singing Boy, he's going to get a cannon down in his base, and a lot of cheesers don't do that just in case if your cannon rush is sort of winning. They'll take a zealot or 2 down to try and
see what they can do
to mess you up.
Yeah,
and I'm happy to see a cannon down at the base, and here we go. He's doing a good job at spreading out cannons. He's not like putting 3 here for no apparent reason. He's getting 1, kind of just kind of zigzagging his way. I think that's
the best way, of course, of tackling this kind of thing is to really just build one.
I don't like that position of that cannon.
That one's a bad. That's going to go down.
Oh no! It takes the pylon. Very nice.
And there's no other pylon to power. That's probably right on the outside edge of that pylon's power field, and it is just on the edge. That's a bad choice, though. You might want to cancel that one, bro.
This one might go down.
Or not.
But if this cannon keeps attacking
there you go.
if he keeps buying himself a little bit of time, he might be able to keep this cannon alive. And this is going to go down. This is going to go down. Yep.
So at this point, Redneck Zombies is in a decent place right now. He's managed to quarter off a section of his base to use at this point. And so, as far as the cannon rush by itself succeeding, that's not going to happen anymore. We've now come to the point where Singing Boyo is pretty much screwed for getting any further into the base, and now he's going to go back home and rethink how he's going to win at this point. He is actually ahead in probe count, which is quite impressive. But at the same token, poor Redneck has had to be building some cannons just to defend and building some units to defend as well, so it's not a big surprise there.
Yeah, one thing that I really don't like is he totally forgot to get, oh no, he does have Warp Gate
Oh, he
research.
has Warp Gate.
I bite my tongue. Wow, he is, Rednet's
He's keeping
actually
up.
quite a bit ahead because the Cybernetics Core for Singing Boy is now just finishing up. Great defend here using these defensive cannons so that no more cannons can get any closer. There's a couple of things though he has to be scared about. Is he still has pylons here, and when Warp Gate research finishes, he is going to be able to warp in here. So he's definitely, if I was him, he has to really calculate how he's going to do this. Maybe run around down bottom and pick off this one pylon with the stalkers from behind, and then maybe grab some stalkers over here and try to pick off the pylon. You don't want to run into these cannons because you don't have a whole lot of units to spare.
No.
And if Warp Gate research finishes and he can warp in a set of units at the right set of, at the right time, it could actually be trouble for him. So he really has to strategically, holy shit, I can't talk, figure out a way to get rid of this, because this actually might be a problem for him.
No, very much so. It's basically just a very, very well-defended proxy pylon.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is what it is, and it's an aggressive proxy because it's in his bloody base.
Yep.
And so it is very difficult. I like that he's upgrading.
+1.
He absolutely needs that +1. Ow, that kind of hurt my hand. That's okay, though.
Oh, Ninja.
Ninja expansion. I like that, too. So he's upgrading. He knows that the advancement's not going to go in his base. He's upgrading and moving on out. He just really does need to be careful about that warp cycle that could come into his base at basically any time, because unless he himself is prepared for it and hasn't spent a bunch of money on, say, an expansion and some upgrades, he can get caught off guard like we were saying before.
Yeah, and at this point, he's sitting on quite a bit of minerals. I like the fact he got his expansion, but I think his priorities are kind of whack right now.
He's probably just not sure what he wants to do.
He probably should have warped in a couple cycles of units first, and got rid of this. I mean, like I said before, he could have strategically got rid of these pylons, but he had enough minerals to actually just brute force his way and get rid of this, and this is exactly what I was talking about. There is that warp in, and that's 4 stalkers behind 3 cannons. There are cannons here themselves, but you know, he's in his base right now. He's Singing Boy's got one up. He's in his base already. And
he is actually expanded himself. He's not quite done there with the Nexus, but it is on its way, so he's not messing around. He knows this might go a little longer, and it looks like Redneck Zombies is actually going to try and get in here. He's going to get rid of 1 cannon, but 4 Zealots have been warped in now for Singing Boyo, and that's 4 Zealots and 4 Stalkers versus only a couple Stalkers with cannons to reinforce, and he himself is going to have to back off, and both gentlemen are saying, all right, you know what? That's all we can do for now. We're going to go back home. We're going to come back later. I'll play with you next time.
Nice handoff there.
No problem.
Nice handoff. I like that. So yeah, this is basically some sort of a stalemate at this point, and I think both of them are trying to be as secretive as possible with these expansions, and that's why both players aren't being super aggressive here, because they're like, ooh, well, I'm gonna sneak an expansion here, and the other guy's like, ooh, I'm gonna sneak an expansion here, and everybody's being sneaky. But here we go. It looks like we're gonna see a little bit of a push. Gonna try to come right around.
All the way
you know,
around.
and I sort of like this. He's just applying a little bit of pressure. That's all, and he's got the Zealots and the Stalkers able to take care of this.
I really like that he actually saw the Stalkers and immediately came back, because if he wouldn't engaged in there, he could have gotten stuck.
Yep.
Immediately cut back, took out a couple, and then kept going.
Yeah, he didn't overcommit to that attack, and he got rid of a lot of units here. +1 attack now finishing for Redneck Zombies, and that's going to help him out in the long run, I think. Still no upgrades or no sign of upgrades for Singing Boy. We take a look up here at the expansion. A couple more gateways going down. The natural expansion is finally up and starting to get saturated, sitting on a lot of chrono. Now building a Twilight Council, so it's either, I can only assume it's going to be either Blink or Charge. I can't see DTs at this point because there's just so many cannons around the area, so obviously we're going to see some sort of, I would say Blink.
Well,
just by the amount of stalkers,
here. And just because of what Redneck has been doing, I think Blink is probably the smartest choice, although, to be honest, Charge or Blink could help either of these gentlemen right now. Simply in a PvP, if you have the right, Stalker and Zealot combination, it doesn't really matter which one you get, depending on, how big the army is. You get some charge lots, they can actually be just as devastating as a big group of Blink Stalker.
Absolutely.
Especially in close quarters like this, like we're seeing right here. It can be a big difference. And he's going to go in here, and Boyo's going to do another one of these quick attacks. So he just head in there, poke in, get back out, and do just enough damage to really keep Redneck on his feet and force him to do something. And really, he's feeling quite confident. He has the unit count, and he's going to move in a bit, and I don't blame him.
Yeah, no, he's doing a great job. I think he needs to back up now. These
+1 though.
Cannons in behind here with 6 kills, man, on that one cannon. And yes, like you said, there is +1 for Redneck Zombies. He was in a great position. He really didn't use the sentries to the best of his ability. He did chuck up a couple of Guardian Shields, which is good. But I would have liked to have seen maybe a force field, back off a couple of the Stalkers, or at least bring the action back here. Sit back here a little bit, start attacking this Nexus, and force Redneck Zombies to come to him. These cannons, not a lot of them, but they are definitely doing some work.
Oh, absolutely. The DPS on 2 cannons can actually make a big difference. And some Zealots very nicely going up. +1 Zealots versus those Stalkers is a big, big advantage here for Redneck Zombies. And he's going to be able to really put him in there. And he's kind of not able to go anywhere. Those cannons, though, going to work and getting rid of most of those units. But I think with another Warp Cycle, Redneck could get rid of this threat inside of his base if he does it properly.
Yeah, I'm really, really disappointed with Singing Boy's micro. There's at least 3 Stalkers in that battle that could have been left alive right now, regenerating shield, and could have been back in battle here in just a minute. That was really unfortunate. We do have Blink now going for Singing Boy, which is good. Also a Stargate somewhere. Right here.
There it is.
And up top this way, getting another simulator. And I just want to take a look at probes here. 34 to 40, so we're relatively close. We take a look at the income tab. Singing Boy is up just a little bit. This game is pretty intense. I mean, this has been back and forth.
It's still pretty even
since the beginning. Yeah, this can go any way, but if the upgrades keep going, which they are, we now do have armor, +1 armor going for Redneck Zombies as well.
That's going to make a big
Twilight
difference.
Council, so we may see some Blink here for Redneck Zombies, and I think just upgrades alone, and if they keep staying at sort of the stalemate, sort of, you know, I attack you a little bit, you attack me, a couple more cannons now going for some defense. I like that. Don't want to overcommit too much on it, but so far so good. Good game so far.
Absolutely, and he's going to go in here, and I think he might actually be able to do a lot of damage with a lot of those Zealots, and if that +1 armor ever finishes, and he decides to go a heavier Zealot army,
these cannons
that's going to be a lot. But those 2 new cannons were a beautiful idea there by Singing Boyo. They gave him more than enough extra DPS to get rid of those Zealots, which are the biggest threat for him right now. He does have Blink now, I believe, that finished for him, but unfortunately there's not a lot of room for him to blink around. He's actually going to have to bounce in and out of the base if he is going to do any blinking, but he also wants to protect those 3 cannons because those are really the only reason he's able to stay in this base right now, and that's his biggest advantage still in this game, because in reality this is still a very close match. It's just that he's trying his best to use this position to his advantage, and I think Redneck Zombies, by the looks of his unit composition, is thinking that Zealots might be a better choice, and so it might be Charge Lots, and it is Charge Lots. He actually is upgrading Charge Lot right now.
Okay, that's good.
And so it's going to be Blink versus Charge.
Yeah, no, that's not a bad decision, especially if he wants to keep sitting here in this little corner. At worst case scenario, Singing Boy can blink back, but then he's going to be able to destroy these structures and get rid of this threat. One thing that I would like to see from Redneck Zombies is do some sort of attacking outside of this. I know you've got a lot on your plate here. There's been some really sloppy micro on both of them. Some really poor judgment like this. Like Redneck Zombies just kind of
a bad blink.
Just throwing the Zealots into the meat grinder here. These cannons are just eating up these Zealots. I know he has upgrades and everything else, but if you're going to throw away units, at least do something down here. Just a couple of Zealots. Go see what your enemy's doing. Let's take a look at the vision here. He knows nothing, and actually, here we go.
Just as you say that.
Just as I'm harping on the guy, he's finally going to take down some Zealots, and you know what? I think this is going to shake up the pot a little bit, and I think the game is going to completely shift after this, because I think Blue is a little bit too comfortable. He's in a great position, and I think once he gets rocked a little bit down here, he's going to have some hard decisions to make.
Well, I mean, there's no reason for him not to feel comfortable.
Hey, look at this. More cannons to run into.
Hey, great. Perfect. And another Warp Cycle to get rid of these Zealots. However, you know what? There was no reason for Singing Boyo to be anything but comfortable this entire game, because he hasn't actually had any pressure put on him. He's been able to sit inside this base quite comfortably the entire time with very little effort. And so, just having that, even that attack showing up, will put a little bit of an edge there for Singing Boyo. He's going to have to start thinking about it. One, where did those units come from? Is there other bases on the map right now that I need to be concerned about? Should I be going around and looking for that kind of thing? He is getting a Void Ray right now, and so I'll be interested to see what he uses that for, whether it's a DPS thing or if he's going to try and take some map control and limit the bases coming out of here. He does have a scouting probe up there that looks like, oh no, it's a not probe, it's a Zealot. And so now he sees this. Now he knows it's there, and there's an engagement down here, and oh my goodness, that's a lot of Charge Lots.
Are finished. There is a Guardian Shield. The Guardian Shield is actually going to be absolutely huge. We do have Blink here, but he's not blinking down to the low ground. That would be absolutely massive, and a nice little decent force field, even though he has Blink, and he's just not using it, and these Zealots are tearing a strip in everything. That was a very, very good move. Charge Lots was definitely the way to go. kudos to zombies.
No,
Nice
definitely.
play.
In close quarters like that, even if your opponent does have blink, the worst case scenario for you is that you force him to blink at your base there. Close quarters, charge lots win every time. Blink Stalker only going to win in an open area where they have room to maneuver and blink, of course. And look at this, 4 Void Ray, wow. So even though we have Redneck Zombies now finally clearing his base of that threat, guess what? New threat on the block. It's 4 Void Ray, and they're going up to your Ninja Expand, what was a Ninja Expand, but is now known to your enemy. What do you do now?
Well, he's going to grab Blink Research, and that's definitely the smart way to go. He's going to grab Blink right now. It is being researched. Couple of Zealots warped in.
I think +2 just finished for Redneck.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's very good, and we're still on 0-0, I do believe, for Singing Boy, and he's going to be able to take out these Stalkers, not a problem. Still has 3 of the 4 Void Rays. Definitely could have kept all 4 of them alive.
Yeah, just no micro on that.
Yeah, I can't see a reason. Now, the micro on both players is very, very sloppy, but, you know, it's very even. The skill level is very even, so
Very,
it calls
very
for
close.
a nice, exciting game. And these Void Rays are just doing way too much damage, just more damage than what they should. I mean, look at he's got a bunch of Stalkers. He's like, I don't give a shit about this base.
No, dude, take it.
Even though that's basically all of his gateways, his Blink Research is now completely stopped. A third is now up here for Singing Boy. I know he has another base here, but come on, Redneck, what are you doing?
Get a move,
Wake
get
up,
a move.
bro.
Yeah, get him. Send those zealots down, and
Wake
then
up.
send the stalkers up. Do something to pull the attention away from that main, and then go in there with some stalkers. You know, it's really rough what he's up against right now. He's not able to leave his base entirely. I don't think with that pylon he is going to get rid of it.
Come on, get rid of these pylons. You're going to allow, you know, these warp gates to finish.
Here they come.
He can actually kill these Stalkers. There's 3 fully charged Void Rays. Should be able to focus them down and just do a little bit of micro, and there goes the charge. Now he's not going to be able to do these Stalkers.
I think
are
he's
on
scared of the
+2.
2-1.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I think he's just scared because he can't micro. Seriously.
Well, that could entirely be the case.
3 fully
Redneck,
charged Void Rays versus 4 Stalkers?
Redneck though is looking awfully damn good, if not only for the fact that he is continuously upgrading. He is now moving into the 3/4 range here for his +2 armor, and
Yep.
2-2 versus 0-0
Yep.
is a bad day when you're not the one upgrading. And so with all else being equal, and look at this, more Stalkers being warped into that pylon, chasing away. He's going to have map control here, and Redneck already pretty much has map control. Those Void Rays should have given Singing Boyo more map control for a longer period of time, but lack of micro definitely hurt him there. And taking a 4th, I don't know if he should be as brave as that, or if he should be a little more concerned and maybe start scouting to see what is exactly about to come down or be breathing down his neck.
Yeah, well, you know what? I don't care the fact that he got a 4th up. I mean, he's sitting on like 1,700 minerals there, so why not chuck it down? But, you know, you're supply blocked right now, bro, and you're sitting on a lot of minerals.
Pylons everywhere.
It's starting to get in a late game. You're 25 minutes in. You're 0-0. Your cheese is failing at this point. It was like a successful cheese enough so that you could have transitioned into something. The Void Rays, you know, it wasn't bad, but at the same time, it's not great, bro. So you need to step your game up a little bit here, even though I know you can't hear me and this game's already done. But there we go. Finally gonna warp in some units. Redneck, he's got the upgrades. He's starting to warp in the units. If I was a betting man, I'm definitely going to be going with Redneck Zombies.
Yeah,
here.
if I was choosing who's actually going to win this match right now, it definitely looks, and look at that, very
a nice unit
That is a
composition, too.
beautiful composition right
Yeah.
there, and just enough. He warped in almost an entire cycle of sentries alone there to make that unit composition work. I do like the Void Rays here because there are a lot of charge lots. He does have Blink now, however, though I think that finished for him at the very least, and so this is going to be a very equal battle. The only difference being, of course, the massive upgrade advantage that Redneck has, and so the survivability of those Zealots specifically will be ridiculous and very difficult to deal with. And as he goes in here, he's actually going to also take gold, and so Redneck feeling very comfortable, very confident, and even going for his +3 attack now.
Wow.
This is as close to a GG scenario as you can get before actually even seeing an attack.
Finally, +1 weapons is about to finish. I definitely would not engage until your +1 is done. You're
Wait
gonna
for it, bro.
need at least that. Do not go in there yet. You are going to get raffle stomped. He's going to need perfect force fields, and he chucks up a guardian shield, no force fields at all, and these charge lots are tearing a strip into the Stalkers. In behind are the other Stalkers, and now they get surrounded by Zealots.
Zealots going right for the Immortals, and that was the
it.
most important part of that army. And as soon as they were gone, look at how quickly that army was brought to its knees. The Zealots wisely skipping over everything, going right for the most important unit there on the field against that heavy Stalker army behind the Zealots, of course,
Beautiful
being the immortal.
engagement by redneck
Absolutely,
zombies, man.
that was sexy. I loved
Even
it.
that blink was just, BM blink, and I love it.
Just get in and kill it even faster.
It was very nice. He did a warp in of Zealots here, came
Brought
in
him
from
in,
behind, got those immortals,
cleared him out,
and that was it, man. That was great. Great game. This was like a long.
That was really well done.
Cheese fail. I mean, the cheese.
There was no comedy in this.
No.
This game was so good we actually had to take it quasi seriously.
Yeah.
I think there was like 2 bad jokes in the beginning of this game, and that was it.
Yeah. Straight up.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Redneck zombies.
Redneck zombies who?
Redneck zombies all up in your base with charge lot. Say something, bitch. I'm here all week.
So that was the comedy bit
That was
for
a
this?
that was a comedy bit for this.
Great.
I thought I'd spice it up a bit. Gold now, a fully saturated Redneck Zombies income is probably somewhere around Oprah. Yep, great. Perfect, looking perfect. He is basically going to have a very easy time finishing this up, singing Boyo valiantly,
is he still in
staying.
this game?
I don't know. I guess he's just really confident in these cannons.
No.
But with all those,
You know what? Plus
3-2 zealots.
Plus 3 zealots don't die. That's
No.
actually the thing. They actually don't die. You never allow plus 3 zealots ever, because those things are just like tanks. They're just like walking little mini Thors. They don't die.
Yeah, and they
Especially
move
with
fast.
SUVs surrounding them and repairing them, and they do move fast.
Absolutely,
That's what
they
she
do.
said.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, that was a slightly more serious, but epic nonetheless, Will Cheese fail for the masses. Hopefully that was enjoyable for you guys. Redneck Zombies doing a great job defending that. That was in his base for like almost half of the game.
Yep.
Doing a great job defending that. And you know what? I can't hate on Boyo. He did a good job even just keeping that in Redneck's base the whole time and making him huddle up. I mean, he didn't even have an idea of what was in Redneck's base or in Singing Boyo's base for like a solid 14 minutes. So, I mean, he did a good job, just didn't fully utilize it in a couple of mistakes. And of course, I think I'm going to say the upgrades are the unsung hero of this game because that's probably why he won.
Yep.
3-2 Zealots.
That's exactly why he won.
3-2 Zealots.
Yeah, I mean,
GG.
Micro was not the greatest for both players, but you know what?
Decent decision making though. I like the decision
good
making.
decision making. Just a good game.
Yeah,
this is what it's all about.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that's it. We're gonna drop it off there.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Like TV, coming to you from the fine locale of Canuckville, Canada. I'm Novawar.
And I am Maximus Black.
And we'll be seeing you guys soon. Peace out. Get off my lawn.